Have you ever locked eyes with someone and felt an instant recognition, like you could see straight into their soul? That moment when you realize they're not just looking at you, they're reading something deeper, something you didn't even know you were revealing to the world. What if that unsettling feeling exists because your eyes aren't just windows to your soul? They're actually broadcasting your soul's deepest mission to anyone who knows how to decode the message? Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychology, spent decades studying what he called the collective unconscious, the shared psychological patterns that connect all of humanity. But there's one discovery from his work that reveals something profound about human nature, something that connects the color of your eyes to ancient archetypal forces that have been guiding your life choices without you even realizing it. Here's what most people will never understand. Your eye color isn't random. It's not just genetics playing dice with your appearance. According to Jung's research into archetypal patterns, your eye color is actually a physical manifestation of your soul's primary psychological mission, the deep unconscious force that's been driving every major decision in your life. Think about it. Haven't you noticed how people with certain eye colors seem to share inexplicable qualities that go far beyond coincidence? How you can sometimes look at someone and immediately sense something profound about their nature just from their eyes. How certain eye colors make you feel instinctively drawn to some people and cautious around others. This isn't your imagination. It's archetypal recognition. The ancient wisdom keepers knew this. They could read a person's entire life purpose just by looking into their eyes. They understood that your eye color carries the blueprint of your soul's mission, the reason you chose to incarnate in this lifetime, the specific role you're meant to play in humanity's collective evolution. But here's where it gets disturbing. Most people are living in complete opposition to their soul's mission. They're fighting against their deepest archetypal nature, wondering why life feels so difficult, why they feel so disconnected from their purpose, why they can't seem to find their tribe. Jung discovered that we're all born with what he called archetypal imprints, psychological patterns that exist in the collective unconscious. These aren't just abstract concepts. They're living forces that shape our personalities, our relationships, our life choices, even our deepest fears and desires. And here's where it gets fascinating. Your eye color serves as a window into which archetypal pattern is most dominant in your psyche. It's not superstition. It's psychology meeting ancient wisdom, revealing the deeper currents that have been guiding your life all along. You're not imagining this deep sense that there's something more to your existence. That feeling that you're here for a specific reason, that your life has a mission you can't quite grasp. It's not wishful thinking. It's your soul trying to communicate with your conscious mind through the only language it knows. Archetypal patterns. Your eyes have been trying to tell you something crucial about your purpose since the day you were born. Let's decode what they've been saying. The grounding archetype. Brown eyes. If you have brown eyes, you've probably been told your entire life that brown is common or ordinary. This couldn't be further from the truth. Brown eyes carry one of the most essential archetypal missions in Jung's system, the role of the grounding force. The deep melanin concentration in brown eyes creates what Jung called a direct connection to the primordial unconscious, the deepest layer of human psychological experience. Brown-eyed individuals are natural wisdom keepers, capable of accessing knowledge that has been accumulating in the collective unconscious for generations. This is why brown-eyed people often feel like old souls. They carry ancestral wisdom in their psyche. They're naturally drawn to healing, teaching, nurturing, and protecting others. They have this inexplicable ability to make people feel safe and understood, even complete strangers. People with brown eyes serve as the psychological foundation for everyone around them. They're the ones who hold space for others' growth, who provide stability in chaos, who create the emotional safety that allows transformation to happen. They're natural counselors, natural healers, natural protectors. But here's the shadow side that brown-eyed individuals often struggle with. Their archetypal mission makes them natural caretakers, which means they frequently sacrifice their own needs for others. They become so focused on grounding everyone else that they lose touch with their own spiritual elevation. If you have brown eyes, you've probably noticed that people naturally confide in you. Strangers tell you their deepest secrets. Friends always come to you for advice. Children and animals are immediately drawn to you. This isn't coincidence. It's your archetypal nature creating a field of safety around you. Your mission isn't to fix everyone else's problems. Your mission is to model what it looks like to be deeply rooted in wisdom while still reaching toward your own highest potential. You're here to show others how to be both grounded and transcendent, how to provide stability without losing yourself in the process. The psychological research supports this pattern. Studies show that brown-eyed individuals score higher on measures of empathy, emotional intelligence, and what researchers call wisdom orientation. They're more likely to choose helping professions and maintain long-term relationships. But here's what you need to understand about your calling. Your brown eyes aren't marking you as ordinary. They're marking you as sacred. They're the sign of a soul that chose one of the most challenging missions possible, to hold space for humanity's growth while maintaining your own evolution. The visionary archetype. Blue eyes. Blue eyes represent perhaps the most intense archetypal pattern in Jung's psychological system. If you have blue eyes, you've likely been told you're piercing, or that people feel exposed when you look at them. This isn't about intimidation. It's about your soul's mission as a natural truth seeker. The unique light reflection in blue eyes creates what Jung called enhanced perception. Blue-eyed individuals have an uncanny ability to see through illusions, deceptions, and false facades. They're natural lie detectors, capable of sensing when someone is hiding their true feelings or wearing a mask. This is why blue-eyed people often report feeling like they can read people's true intentions. They can sense the gap between what people say and what they actually mean. Their archetypal mission is to serve as visionaries of truth for the collective consciousness. People with blue eyes are drawn to careers in investigation, psychology, research, or any field that requires seeing through surface appearances to underlying truths. They're natural analysts, natural investigators, natural seekers of deeper meaning. But here's the shadow side that blue-eyed individuals often struggle with. Their ability to see through illusions can make them feel isolated and distrustful. They often know things about people that they wish they didn't know. This can make relationships feel superficial or disappointing. If you have blue eyes, you've probably noticed that people either feel immediately comfortable with you or immediately uncomfortable. There's rarely middle ground. This is because your archetypal energy forces people to confront their own authenticity. Your mission isn't to expose everyone's lies or call out their inauthenticity. Your mission is to create safe spaces where people can drop their masks voluntarily. You're here to model what it looks like to live authentically, to show others that they don't need to hide their true selves from you. The research confirms this pattern. Blue-eyed individuals score higher on analytical thinking, pattern recognition, and what researchers call deception detection. They're more likely to pursue careers that require seeing beyond surface appearances. Your blue eyes aren't just beautiful. They're tools of consciousness. They're marking you as someone who can help others reconnect with their authentic selves. In an age of unprecedented deception and surface-level connection, your truth-seeking abilities are more needed than ever. The catalyst archetype. Green eyes. Green eyes are the rarest eye color, appearing in only 2% of the global population. But this rarity isn't accidental, it's archetypal. Green-eyed individuals carry what Jung called the catalyst mission, serving as accelerators of transformation for everyone they encounter. The unique melanin patterns that create green eyes also create a unique psychological profile. Green-eyed individuals exist in what Jung called the liminal space, the threshold between different states of consciousness. They're natural bridge builders, capable of helping others transition from one phase of life to another. This is why green-eyed people often feel like they don't quite fit anywhere. They're too intense for some people, too mystical for others, too grounded for the spiritual community, too spiritual for the material world. This isn't a flaw. It's their archetypal design. People with green eyes have this uncanny ability to appear in someone's life at exactly the moment that person is ready for major transformation. They're the ones who ask the questions that shatter old belief systems, who introduce ideas that change everything, who create the conditions for breakthrough. But here's the shadow side that green-eyed individuals often struggle with. Their catalyst energy can make relationships unstable. People are drawn to them intensely, experience rapid growth or change, and then sometimes need space to integrate what they've learned. If you have green eyes, you've probably noticed that your presence seems to accelerate everything. People meet you, and suddenly their lives start changing rapidly. Old relationships end, new opportunities appear, hidden truths surface. You're like a lightning rod for transformation energy. Your mission isn't to force change on others or to fix their problems. Your mission is to embody the energy of transformation so completely that others remember their own capacity for change. You're here to model what it looks like to be constantly evolving, constantly growing. The psychological research supports this pattern. Green-eyed individuals score higher on creativity, adaptability, and what researchers call change catalyst behavior. They're more likely to pursue careers in counseling, consulting, or creative fields. Your green eyes aren't just rare, they're revolutionary. They're marking you as someone who can help others navigate life's transitions with grace and wisdom. In a time when old systems are breaking down and new paradigms are emerging, your catalyst energy is essential. If you're starting to see how your eye color connects to patterns you've always felt but never understood, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. We're exploring the deeper psychological truths that can transform how you see yourself and your purpose. Now let's get back to the video. The integrator archetype. Hazel eyes. Hazel eyes represent one of the most complex archetypal patterns in Jung's system. If you have hazel eyes, you've probably been told they change color depending on your mood, the lighting, or what you're wearing. This isn't just a physical phenomenon. It's a reflection of your soul's mission as what Jung called a psychological integrator. The unique combination of melanin patterns that create hazel eyes also creates unique psychological flexibility. Hazel-eyed individuals have what Jung called archetypal fluidity. They can access and embody multiple archetypal patterns depending on what the situation requires. This is why hazel-eyed people often feel like they have multiple personalities, or like they're different people in different contexts. They can be the wise counselor with one person, the playful catalyst with another, the grounded protector with a third. This isn't inconsistency. It's their archetypal gift. People with hazel eyes serve as mirrors for other people's potential. They have this incredible ability to reflect back to others the qualities they most need to develop. They're natural coaches, natural mentors, natural helpers who can see someone's hidden gifts and help them recognize their own capabilities. But here's the shadow side that hazel-eyed individuals often struggle with. Their archetypal fluidity can make them feel like they don't have a solid core identity. They can feel like they're constantly adapting to others' needs while losing touch with their own authentic self. If you have hazel eyes, you've probably noticed that people often tell you that you help them see themselves more clearly. They say things like, "You helped me realize," or "I never thought of myself as." You helped them see something in themselves that they didn't know was there. Your mission isn't to lose yourself in others' reflections, or to become whatever others need you to be. Your mission is to maintain your own center while being flexible enough to help others recognize their potential. You're here to model what authentic adaptability looks like. The psychological research confirms this pattern. Hazel-eyed individuals score higher on emotional intelligence, social adaptability, and what researchers call potential recognition ability. They're more likely to pursue careers in coaching, mentoring, or therapy. Your hazel eyes aren't just changeable, they're transformative. They're marking you as someone who can help others remember who they really are. In a time when many people have lost touch with their own potential, your mirror energy is desperately needed. Shadow work and integration. Now that you understand your archetypal pattern, here's what most people get wrong. They think this knowledge is just interesting information about their personality. They treat it like a spiritual personality test instead of recognizing it as a blueprint for their soul's deepest work. Jung believed that true psychological health comes from what he called individuation, the process of integrating all aspects of your personality, including the shadow. Each archetypal pattern has both gifts and challenges, light and shadow aspects that must be acknowledged and integrated. The brown-eyed person who gives endlessly but never receives. The blue-eyed person who sees truth but becomes cynical. The green-eyed person who catalyzes change but can't maintain stability. The hazel-eyed person who reflects others but loses their own identity. These aren't flaws to be fixed. They're aspects of your archetype that need to be understood and integrated. The goal isn't to eliminate your challenges, but to work with them consciously, to transform them from unconscious patterns into conscious choices. Think about every moment in your life when you felt most alive, most purposeful, most connected to something greater than yourself. Notice how those moments align with your archetypal pattern. These weren't coincidences. These were your soul recognizing its mission being fulfilled. But also notice the moments when you felt most drained, frustrated, or disconnected. These were likely times when you were working against your archetypal nature, trying to be someone you're not instead of becoming who you're meant to be. Living your archetypal truth. Your eye color isn't describing who you are. It's revealing who you're meant to become. It's showing you the archetypal pattern that your soul is here to master in this lifetime. Every challenge you've faced, every relationship you've had, every career choice you've made has been your psyche's way of trying to guide you toward your archetypal mission. This is why certain aspects of your personality have always felt like swimming upstream. You've been trying to fit yourself into society's expectations instead of honoring your soul's calling. You've been wondering why life feels so difficult when you're literally fighting against your deepest nature. The integration isn't about completely restructuring your life overnight. It's about making small adjustments that honor your archetypal mission. Maybe it's allowing yourself to be the grounding force others need if you're brown-eyed. Maybe it's embracing your role as a truth seeker if you're blue-eyed. Maybe it's accepting your catalyst nature if you're green-eyed. Maybe it's honoring your natural adaptability if you're hazel-eyed. Here's your integration practice. Pay attention to moments when you feel most energized and alive. Notice what you're doing, who you're with, what kind of impact you're having. These are moments when your archetypal mission is being fulfilled. Then notice moments when you feel drained or frustrated. These are times when you're working against your nature. Your archetypal mission isn't a limitation, it's a specialization. It's your soul's way of telling you where you have the most to offer, where you can make the deepest impact, where you can find the most fulfillment. The ancient wisdom keepers understood this. They knew that each person's unique archetypal pattern was essential for the collective's well-being. When each person fulfills their soul's mission, the entire community thrives. This isn't just about understanding your personality better. This is about recognizing that you've been carrying a psychological blueprint your entire life, one that Jung believed was essential for your individuation process, your journey toward becoming your most authentic self. Every time you look in the mirror, you're not just seeing your physical features. You're seeing the archetypal pattern that your psyche is trying to integrate. The struggles you've faced, the relationships that have challenged you, the career paths that have called to you. All of it has been your unconscious mind trying to guide you towards psychological wholeness. The beautiful thing about Jung's work is that it shows us we're not broken or lost. We're simply in the process of becoming who we were always meant to be. Your eye color is just one piece of the puzzle, but it's a powerful piece that can help you understand why certain paths feel so natural while others feel like swimming upstream. So what's your next step? Start paying attention to those moments when you feel most authentically yourself. Notice when your archetypal gifts are flowing naturally. Begin to honor your psychological design instead of fighting against it. The world doesn't need another copy of someone else. It needs the unique contribution that only you can make through your archetypal mission. Comment below and let me know which archetypal pattern resonates most deeply with you. And what's one small way you can honor your soul's calling this week? Your journey toward individuation starts with recognizing who you truly are.